Oh man. All right, how we all doing? Um, well, I just saw something else, and if you're a Giants fan, you might not like it, but here we are, NFL free agency, and there it is, right at the top. As soon as I go live, bruh, I swear I'm a curse. This is insane. Um, and there's my brother texting me, Packers fan, of course. Um, wow. Well, congrats to the Packers. You just got in my opinion, perennial Pro Bowl slash All Pro level safety to go along with Darnell Savage. So, good on you. 4 year contract. I think I saw a $68 million deal for Xavier McKinney to go over to Green Bay from, I believe, Ian Rappaport. Yeah, or it was Shefty. Sorry, unbelievable. I do like the Texans here signing Jeff Okuda to a 1 year deal. I think that's pretty smart. Someone still pretty young, former first round top five pick, 1 year deal, prove it deal. See what you can do across from Derek Stingley and outside of Steven Nelson. So I like it. But let's get to the bigger deals, the ones that you're here for. Robert Hunt signing with the Panthers got a 5 year, $100 million deal. And I think I saw he had like a $30 million signing bonus or something absurd like that. So he got a bag, bro. He got an absolute bag. So good on Robert Hunt. I would not have paid that much. So, I mean, I'm kind of glad the Giants did not go after him. Maybe they did talk to his agent. They were like, no, we can't go after that type of money. Um, and I'll be really interested to see what Michael Onwenu from the Patriots ends up getting because I think he's a way better guard than Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt's still one of the better guards in the league, but Onwenu is like maybe the best guard in the league. So it'll be interesting the type of money that he sees. Should be around the same number. Um, let's see. Obviously, Packers releasing Aaron Jones frees up money to go and get Xavier McKinney. So that was pretty interesting. That all happened within like an hour, so that's pretty crazy. And then here's this one. Eagles sign former Giants running back. That hurts to say. Oh my god. Saquon Barkley. Now, to all the Giants fans already saying that they're playing his jersey, throwing it in the trash, you're not a real fan, man. Like, I understand all of it, like the rivalry. We hate Philly. I hate Philly too. Trust me, this hurts to see. But Saquon Barkley, the 6 years that he was here, was the only bright spot outside of the 2022 season, the only bright spot in each season that he was here. I should say outside of Odell Beckham as well in his rookie year. There were 4 years, and I mean, he got injured in the one with the torn ACL. It's just, for one, I don't think it's right to burn jerseys, but do whatever the hell you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do or what not to do. But look, he it's a business at the end of the day. He made a business decision. He got the bag. We were not willing to give him the bag. So he can go wherever the hell he wants. He ends up going back home to Philadelphia. He's grown up in Pennsylvania. I think his parents still live like an hour outside of Philly or something like that. Went to Penn State, went to high school in Pennsylvania. So look, it makes sense. He's closer to family. He gets the money that he wanted and he realistically gets to go back home to where he grew up. And the Eagles have a good offensive line, even though they lost Jason Kelsey. They just re-signed Landon Dickerson to a 4 year deal, I'm pretty sure. So they still have a good offensive line. He's going to be pretty good, honestly. Oh my god. Um, well, The Giants just signed Devin Singletary, who used to be with Brian Dable in Buffalo, so I'm kind of not surprised by this, but whatever. Whatever, man. Hopefully Singletary can stay healthy for the majority of the season. I'd like to go draft a running back now in like the third or fourth. Oh, sheesh. Wow. Giants just keep surprising me today. Eagles got Bryce Huff as well. That was a really big free agency sign. He got a lot of money. Um, Definitely a lower end type of deal for a really good pass rusher, but obviously he hasn't been a 3 down edge rusher. He's been a DPR, so he comes in on those passing downs, does what he has to do. Just, God. Bro, I'm so done with the Giants, man. This is what is happening. What is actually happening, dude? Okay, signed him to a 3-year deal. Awesome. Hopefully we can get out of that after one. The Giants are continuing to disappoint me right now. Um, I really hope that they have a plan because it looks like Danico Autry signed with or re-signed with the. Wait, no, he was on the Titans. My bad. I was thinking of Sheldon Rankins. Dude, my head is. Oh my. Oh shit. What a day this has been. Why are we so... Ugh. Look, I don't. It's not that I don't like Devin Singletary. I need to see the details of this contract. And I know Devin Singletary got drafted to the Bills when both Shane and Dable were there. So it makes a lot of sense. Hopefully, he can just be our 3 down back, just a solid guy who can get some good yards because I don't even know where to go from here now. This is crazy. Career year, 898 yards, and we just lost a guy who put up 2,000 in his rookie year. Oh, man, oh, man. Here, let's go. Let's go here so we're not searching through Twitter. I'll keep you guys updated um, on anything I see on Twitter, but oh yeah, this one I do want to get to. Kirk Cousins for a 4-year deal to Atlanta. If I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, I really don't like this move by Atlanta. Just on the basis that I thought they were building really good with the young players that they were adding through the draft, through free agency the last couple years. You got a couple defensive studs. You got obviously superstars at skill positions with Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson. Could have added or could add another wide receiver to that as well in the draft. So if he got what 4 year, $180 million, so like 45 ish, on an annual salary rate. So I don't know. I feel like this sets the Falcons back, and with Raheem Morris just now getting there, I just don't really like the move, to be honest. And maybe some Falcons like the move. I'm personally not a fan, but I'm not a Falcons fan. So do whatever the hell you want. This is why I'm not a GM or anything. I'm just reacting to it, putting in my 2 cents. And yeah, I I just don't see them getting past the first round in playoffs. It just is what it is. Like, it's crazy to me. Oh yeah, here we go. 4-year, $180 million deal, $45 million per season, $100 million guaranteed. So, very interesting, very very interesting to say the least. I I don't know about that Kirk Cousins contract, man. I don't like it for Atlanta specifically. Saquon Barkley, we already went over this. This hurt. Now this I immediately knew what was happening. Literally woke up 5 minutes later. I just see this. Oh man. And then the Packers. So the Packers they've actually made some pretty good moves in my opinion. They signed Josh Jacobs, released Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was hurt basically all last season. You get Josh Jacobs, can be a 3 down back. He can be a factor in the receiving game, or you go out and draft a receiving running back to play those third down, or third downs, I should say. So I really like this move. Um, they what ended up being the contract for Jacobs? Let's see. The Devin Singletary contract just came out. 3 years, $16.5 million deal for the former Texans and Bills running back. So I actually really like that move. You're not paying a ton for a running back. Good on you, Joe Shane, for not splashing on the running back market. We can get a really good one in the draft too, if that's what you want to do. You got Eric Gray behind him. Singletary is a solid back in the league, above average for sure. Let's move in the right direction here. I'm trusting the process, but as of today, it's been really hard to trust the process. So I'm not finding the the deal in here for Josh Jacobs. Someone in the comments or in the chat, let me know, because I thought it was a 3 deal. Am I wrong there? Because I could definitely be wrong. But yeah, I do like, because Aaron Jones is 29, Jacobs 26, so you have him on that 3-4 year contract. Josh Jacobs, by the time it's over, you can release him or even earlier in the contract depending on how it's set up. Aaron Jones has been great for the Packers the past 5-6 years now. He will get paid somewhere. I'm looking at like Dallas. They lost Tony Pollard to the Titans. Or I don't even know. The Rams maybe. Chargers could maybe go after him. Chargers haven't really made any moves yet on releases or whatever it's called. What was it? On like guys like Keenan Allen, basically, and Mike Williams, they haven't made any news yet. Eckler's obviously out on the market. It's a wild time right now. Also, the Packers released David Bakhtiari, which was a really good move. Dude's been injured for I don't know how long. So it was a good move. You had who was it? Zach Tom and I want to say Slater. It's not Slater though. You had two guys though, younger guys, step up for the Packers last year that did really well. So you have your replacement. The Packers will be fine. And then Panthers, I kind of briefly went over this as well. Robert Hunt, 5-year, $100 million deal. You get Bryce Young, a lot of protection and good run blocking here for Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard, whoever's the running back there next year. I really like this for the Panthers. I am still a huge believer in Bryce Young, first of all. Let that be known. So I really like this for him. Go get him some receiving help, some running help, whatever else it is. You have to still use some extra meat on the offensive line. You have Ikem Ekwonu, who's pretty good on the left side. Start working on this. Kind of started working on the right side. Obviously, Robert Hunt plays the right guard position. Really, really like this deal. He got a bag, man. That is a lot of money for an interior offensive lineman. I hope that pans out. And then Christian Wilkins. This has kind of just flown under the radar by all means. I haven't really seen anyone talk about Christian Wilkins today because it's been all about Kirk Cousins, Saquon Barkley, and then Robert Hunt got paid. And then obviously Xavier McKinney just got paid as well. One of the top safeties on the free agent market. Christian Wilkins, I love this for the Raiders. You get the beef on the inside. You have Max Crosby, and you're trying to develop Tyree Wilson on the edge. Christian Wilkins in the middle to be just that workhorse, pass rush up the interior, really good run defender. This is an elite defensive tackle that the Raiders got. Antonio Pierce got. So I love the fit for the Raiders. This kind of just makes me think like NFL draft. They might go corner, or maybe they're going to sign a quarterback. Maybe they'll draft a quarterback. We shall find out. But really, really like this deal for the Raiders, getting a top defensive player. Now you just got to work on the secondary and actually covering, because you have still is Nick Hobbs and Merririg. So Tony Pollard got a 3-year deal. Kind of forgot about that too. This has kind of flown under the radar. I was really hoping the Titans would just give Tajay Spears the chance to be RB1 for a year. I really like Tajay Spears out of Tulane a couple years ago, or maybe it was just his rookie year was this last year, I think, actually. So going into his second year, Tony Pollard kind of had a down year after the fractured leg as well. Was put on franchise tag. Didn't have a great year. I did not think he would go to the Titans, but I think he'll be good in that offense. Brian Callahan, the former Bengals OC, now there. Maybe he can do something with Tony Pollard. Maybe some two-back sets with him and Tajay Spears. Obviously, both have really good receiving upside as well. So I like the move, honestly. A little confusing, but I end up liking the move. And only paying 8 years on a average year-to-year basis, that's not horrible for a pretty solid running back. And he's only 27 years old, so or 26 right now. He'll be 27 April 30th is what I was saying. Here's the one I was talking about earlier. Bryce Huff, 3-year deal with the Eagles. Where the hell is this money coming from, by the way? From the Eagles. Do they not have Lane Johnson on contract? Darius Slay? Hassan Reddick? I know Fletcher Cox just retired, but I don't know how they're doing. AJ Brown's on contract? I don't know how they have the money for this, man. Seriously. But I do like the move. You can never have enough pass rush, in my opinion. So I was really hoping the Giants would actually end up going after Bryce Huff. I think they could have paid this. A lot of people saying, though, the Giants could get aggressive and trade for Brian Burns. So I would really like that, too, to go across from Kayvon Thibodeaux. So we'll see. I'm holding out hope, but the Eagles definitely making me mad. Ugh. Oh, the Colts just re-signed defensive tackle Grover Stewart. 3-year, $39 million deal. Bruh. Okay. There we go. Sorry. Colts have just re-signed defensive tackle Grover Stewart to a 3-year, $39 million deal. I actually really like that Grover Stewart. I was actually kind of projecting to go to the Bears with his former defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus on some sort of similar deal, like 3-year, $30 million. Obviously didn't happen, but I do like that. And Gus Edwards now to the Chargers makes a ton of sense. Not Todd Monken. Who's the OC? Oh my gosh, I don't know. The former offensive coordinator for the Ravens a couple years ago went over with Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers, so that does not surprise me at all. They need some running back depth in LA, so fair enough. That I'm sure that's probably a 1-2 year deal. Gus Edwards has been a really solid back in the league for a while now, so fair enough, man. Fair enough. Oh, I forget. See, I'm just catching up on everything that I've kind of forgotten about. Gabe Davis 3-year deal to the Jags. This kind of solidifies the fact that they do not want to bring back um, Calvin Ridley. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. I still think he is a wide receiver 1 in this league. Obviously missed an entire year with the gambling thing, so that sucked. But Gabe Davis to the Jags. I think this is really good. Peterson offense. Trevor Lawrence is really going to like having this field structure. You have Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram running those underneath routes. So really like this for the Jags. I think they could add probably one other receiver. I know Zay Jones is still there, and T-Law really likes him. But Zay Jones would not be stopping me from going and possibly drafting another wide receiver for the Jags. That's pretty much it. Let's also Baker Mayfield in Tampa got a 3-year, $100 million deal. Chris Jones, we all know, 5-year, like 160 up to $160 million, I should say. Like completely absurd numbers. Mac Jones went to the Jags. That was surprising. One of my favorite additions that's going to go overlooked until the start of the season is the Browns adding Jerry Jeudy for a 5th and a 6th round pick. That is an awesome addition for Cleveland. I really like Jerry Jeudy. If I would have known that's all you had to give up for Jerry Jeudy, I would have been banging on Joe Shane's door being like, yo, go get this guy, man. He's a really good wide receiver. Maybe he is only a wide receiver 2 in this league, but you got Amari Cooper over there. You got Elijah Moore. You got Nick Chubb coming back. You got Jerome Ford. And now you add Jerry Jeudy into the mix along with David Njoku. That offense is terrifying. And in the AFC North, where you need offense to go up against elite defenses, the Browns may have the best offense as long as Deshaun Watson can put it all together. That's really what this is hanging on. That Baker Mayfield trade, release, whatever it was, I kind of forget. I'm pretty sure it was a trade, though. Deshaun Watson traded in. Still looking like one of the biggest mistakes Cleveland has made in a long, long time. So, here's the Gus Edwards. He signed a 2-year deal, so I was pretty spot on. Greg, there you go. That's who it was. Todd Monken's the one that's there now. Greg Roman used to be with the Ravens. Now he's the OC at the Chargers, so it makes a ton of sense, like I said. Grover Stewart, 3-year, $39 million. Cam Johnston agreed with Pittsburgh. And here is the contract details for Devin Singletary and the Giants. 3-year, $16.5 million. I'm seeing the guaranteed money is around $9.5 million. So a ton of incentive-based pieces to this contract. Love the deal. for the Giants. Love it. We got to put some offensive linemen in front of him, though. Joe Runyon, who I don't think I've talked about a lot. Joe Runyon got a 3-year, $30 million deal to come, or $30 million deal to come over from the Packers. I like it. Talked to my brother, who's a Packers fan. He said, "Yo, Joe Runyon, pretty average, not a great run blocker, really good pass blocker. Looked really good in the last 6 games in the playoffs for the Packers. So I like the deal. Another I think $17 million guaranteed for Runyon. So another really high incentive based deal where hopefully our new O-line coach, Carmen, I can't remember his name, but he came from the Raiders. Really, really would love to see him develop these guys, especially Joe Runyon, put him in better run blocking situations, and make Evan Neal just a better offensive lineman while he is here, and see if we can get the best out of these guys who are still on lower end contracts before we have to re-sign them and make bigger decisions on them. We went over Danico Autry to the Texans earlier. If you haven't seen it yet, Xavier McKinney, 4-year, $68 million with the Packers. Man. Antonio Gibson to the Patriots, so that adds some receiving help to that offense for, assumingly, Jaden Daniels or Drake May at this point. They released Devontae Parker, so one of the top wide receivers now on the market is Devontae Parker. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Maybe a team that just needs some wide receiver depth. Wouldn't mind the Falcons, actually, for Devontae Parker. 3-year, $12 million deal for Charlie Warner to the Falcons. Sure. Falcons have been really, really aggressive so far. A guy I'm not seeing on here that I really liked the deal that the team did. John Runyon. Joe Runyon's his dad. My bad. John Runyon. Panthers released Von Bell, so had to free up some money for Robert Hunt. Sorry about it, buddy. Jonah Jackson. Isn't that the guy from the Rams, the guard from the Rams? So Rams, their offensive line's looking a whole lot better after a couple years ago. It was absolute dog shit. Love that from the Rams. So I don't know. Like I said, though, a guy I really liked. It was a team-friendly deal. I liked the player. Sean Murphy-Bunting went to the Cardinals on like a 3-year, $17 million deal or something like that. Formerly, he was on the Tennessee Titans. Really, really like that deal. I think he fits the Jonathan Gannon defense really, really well. So obviously they do too. So really like that deal for them. They needed secondary help, and they got it. I think they'll target more as well in free agency and the draft. Man, I did not think Monday morning free agency was going to be this crazy, man. This really is absurd. Oh, man. Geno Stone just signed with division rival Cincinnati Bengals for you Bengals fans. That's a pretty good signing for an underrated safety. I should say just DB in general. He's really, really solid. I saw a 1-year deal. A safety that's still out there, however, I'm interested to see where he goes is Jets. Like, going to make another move. Would not be surprised if it is Justin Simmons, because he's a really, really good safety, all pro bowl, all of it. He's a no-fly zone by himself. And yeah, Jonah Jackson was from the Lions, so I did get that right. Thank God. Oh, okay, we re-signed Carter Coughlin. Go Giants. Woo. I'm sorry. He's a special teamer. Don't really worry about that. Um, oh, jeez. Packers released Devondre Campbell. If you didn't see that yesterday, they could be looking for another linebacker. Obviously, they have Quay Walker, who's really good. Um, be interesting. It will be interesting to see where Aaron Jones ends up signing. Where do you guys think he's going to sign? Let me know. Vikings signing Jonathan Grenard was a really underrated signing as well that I did not highlight. Uh, Another thing, T. Higgins actually requested a trade from the Bengals, so he wants to get his bag. Teams like the Giants maybe want to take a look at that, considering what Jerry Jeudy got traded for. Obviously, Jerry Jeudy nowhere near the production and talent that T. Higgins has shown in his career so far, but still, like, maybe you could get away with a second this year and a second next year. I'm not quite sure, but anything else really happening right now? Not really. And it was a 2-year contract for Geno Stone, $15 million deal, $6 million signing bonus. So I like that for the Bengals. Just a versatile defensive back, can really play just about anywhere, it feels like. And he's always making plays. He's just flies to the ball, man. Give a little refresh, see if anything else is happening. And might be back later for another quick live stream. And my gosh. Oh, it hurts. This video is just going to be called Pain, NFL Free Agency Edition. Apparently Tiki Barber said, "You're dead to us, Saquon." Tiki Barber, stop, please. Not making this any better. If you are a Giants fan, take Justin Pugh's point of view on this. Um, Saquon at the end of the day gave everything he had, and we were not willing to sign him. So if there's anyone you want to blame for him leaving the organization, it would be the front office. It's a business at the end of the day. Obviously, you want all of your guys to be on your team, and if they can't be on your team, you don't want them to be on a division rival. But this happens all the time. It does. It's the nature of the business. It's really unfortunate, but it is what it is, and now we're playing them 2 times a year, so just kind of let it be, I guess. And that contract for Sean Murphy Bunting that I was actually just talking about comes out to be 3 years, $25.5 million, $17.5 million guaranteed. Still, love that deal from the Arizona Cardinals and Sean Murphy Bunting. So, underrated corner, in my opinion. Russell Wilson to the Steelers. We'll see how that goes. Imagine Kenny Pickett beats him out in the offseason. That'd be crazy. Um, yeah, there's not a lot else to really talk about right now. Hopefully we get a little bit of a break from everything. Good lord, it has been absolutely absurd so far. Um, like I said though, this VOD is just gonna instantly be posted to YouTube. So don't worry if you're listening to this on YouTube, you didn't miss a thing. Um, and come over to Twitch because I'll be streaming a lot of things here um, over the course of this free agency period. And yeah, maybe maybe we should do a little mock draft. A little live stream mock draft really quickly. Just to see if it changes anything. You know what I mean? Oh. The Commanders and the Raiders are interested in Austin Eckler while I'm looking up all of this. So that's very interesting. Yeah, let's do a quick mock draft before I leave y'all. We'll try and make this quick. And maybe we'll stream again later tonight. Let's get y'all back on the screen here. Um Obviously, Bears, nothing has changed. Top 3 really has not changed for me. It's going to be Drake May at 2, and then it will be Jaden Daniels at 3, Marvin Harrison at 4. I'm not really going to explain these. I still really love the fit of Joel at 5 here. The Giants, think still going to take receiving option number 2. The Titans still think are going to go offensive tackle. I think one of these guys that ends up being it. I'm gonna go Talise Fuaga right now. Now the draft really kind of starts here. You re-sign or you sign Kirk Cousins. Do you want to get him some protection? Do you want to get him some defense, some receiving options? What exactly do you want to give him? I think with Romo Dunze here on the board, that's where you're gonna go with that pick. And then the Bears are gonna go best defensive player on the board. I just really love the fit of Dallas Turner in that Eberflus defense. So get that off my screen, man. The Jets. I think this could low key, if Dallas Turner falls here, it could be an edge spot, edge 1, or it could be Latu. You really never know. Do I want to switch it up? Yeah, let's switch it up. You lost Bryce Huff. You need edge rushers. Latu, best pure pass rusher in the draft. Josh Jacobs ended up getting a 4-year, $48 million deal, by the way. That just came out from Tom Pelissero a minute ago. So, 'tis the season to be a running back right now. Running backs are getting paid, mainly due to the fact that this running back class is not that deep, and there's not really a high end to it. No one's going to go in the first round. Maybe no one goes in the second round. Could be an interesting development. 11 for the Vikings. So they went out and got Grenard. So I don't think this will be edge. Definitely could be quarterback. Could be secondary for a secondary board. Look at Terran Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell. I'm going to go J.J. McCarthy, though, like I did in my Actually, no, I didn't do that in my previous mock draft. By the way, I am also doing this because I said I'd put out a mock draft today, but you know, now this is all going on. So I didn't put that out. I said, you know what, we'll move that because free agency is going to change all of this. 12 Broncos. I still really like the fit of Bo Nix. I don't think he's going to go here though. Obviously they released Russell Wilson, and they haven't really signed anyone yet. Olu Fashanu could be in play. Brock Bowers could be in play. I think I'm going to go secondary just because they did lose Justin Simmons, and the secondary is kind of hurting at the moment. Raiders, they got a big addition in Christian Wilkins. So apparently they might be looking to add Austin Eckler. Maybe that points the finger to they want some more offensive line help. And a guy that is good at run blocking would be J.C. Latham. And I think the Saints hate to see him go right before this. I'm going to take him. And then I'm going to go Saints Olu Fashanu here at 14. So 2 offensive tackles back-to-back off the board. Colts, what we've known so far, they've just kind of re-signed a lot of their guys. They still need some secondary help. I think Chris Ballard is in love with Quinyon Mitchell, and they love their athletic, super freaky guys. Quinyon Mitchell fits that. He does. Oh, speaking of the Raiders, Gardner Minshew, 2-year deal with the Raiders. Go Cougs, baby. All right. I like that for the Raiders. Don't spend too much. You're picking 13, so you probably don't think you're going to be able to trade up for a good quarterback or maybe one that you believe in. There you go. I like it. Moving on, though. Seattle Seahawks. This has been either the top interior offensive line prospect in Troy Fatu or Jackson Powers-Johnson sometimes, or it's been Byron Murphy, Johnny Newton for me for a long time. Could be Jared Verse as well. And even this could be a Brock Bowers landing spot. Noah Fant, I believe, is gone. They released Will Dissly. Let's switch it up. Why not? Brock Bowers at 16 to Seattle. 17. Quickly. Jaguars. You franchise tag Josh Allen. You bring in Gabe Davis. What if they went and got Brian Thomas? Arguably the best player on the board right now. And I say arguably because Jared Verse and Johnny Newton and Troy Fatu are all sitting here. And I don't know how well Nate Wiggins or Cooper DeJean might fit that defense. Cooper DeJean probably a better fit than Nate Wiggins. Like I said, let's switch it up. They did get a field stretcher in Gabe Davis. You have Christian Kirk in the slot. Add some more speed. 4.33 speed. To be exact, Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU stays in the Southeast, going to Jacksonville. Speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they just signed Devin Duvernay, the special teamer from the Ravens. Fun fact. Now, the Bengals, Brian Thomas and Brock Bowers just went ahead of you 1-2. That sucks. Troy Fatu is right here. You need offensive line help. Well, some people project him to be a guard. Some people project him to be a tackle. We're going to go Troy or Fatu. The LA Rams, you need edge help. But you also need some DB help. I'm going to go grab Nate Wiggins out of Clemson here at number 19. No second thought about it. Pittsburgh, obviously, you just got a quarterback on a hella cheap deal. You need some more offensive line help. I just really like the fit of pairing up former Georgia tackle Broderick Jones with now former Georgia tackle Amarius Mims, putting them on opposite sides, and you have talk about building blocks. And these are like 100-foot story high building blocks. Like these two guys are massive. Broderick Jones looked really good last year. So you get Amarius Mims now, who looked fantastic in the combine. Just insane. Those two guys are going to be really good together, I think. 21, Miami Dolphins. This could be interior defensive tackle. Johnny Newton, Byron Murphy are both still here. This could be Jackson Powers Johnson, who has been a really popular pick. We're switching it up today. We're going to take the top interior defensive tackle off the board, and in my opinion, it is still Johnny Newton, Jerzon Newton, out of Illinois. I think he can replace what Christian Wilkins did, and maybe even more. That's a lot to say, but I do have high hopes for Johnny Newton as a player in the NFL. Philadelphia Eagles. Jason Kelsey's replacement falls right into your lap. Jackson Powers Johnson, the center out of Oregon. And you take Saquon Barkley from me, you fuck. No, I'm playing. Not really. But a really good fit here. Obviously, Kelsey retires. This could be, a defensive lineman too, with Fletcher Cox leaving. They did re-sign Brandon Graham on a one-year deal, so, albeit, but it just seemed like a Philadelphia move to go and get JPJ right here. Houston Texans, they have signed some secondary help in Jeff Okudah and some interior defensive line help in Danico Autry. I still really like putting another guy across from Will Anderson, and you just lost Jonathan Grenard. Jared Verse, the measurements basically looked like him and Will Anderson were twins. I mean, it was so comparable. Jared Verse is a super polished player. Still has some things to work on, with that being said as well. But a fantastic power rusher. Plays the run really, really well as well. I think that D'Amico Ryans would love this guy to be across from Will Anderson, and it would start to remind him of where he came from in the Bay Area at San Francisco as we move on to the Dallas Cowboys at 24. Byron Murphy is in play. I think Cooper DeJean is in play here. You lost Stephon Gilmore, if I'm not mistaken. Lost Dorrance Armstrong to the Commanders. But you also lost Ty Smith. And I think Tyler Guyton could be a really good replacement option, someone that you can develop, just like they did Tyler Smith. The 6'7" tackle now in Dallas. Packers. To also my brother, I hate you right now for signing Xavier McKinney, but I'm glad he went somewhere that I can actually root for. I think Cooper DeJean is still really, really intriguing as just a secondary option here. This could also be first linebacker off the board with Edgerrin Cooper. If you have hope in Graham Barton enough, it could be Graham Barton. You just lost John Runyon, and as well as David Bakhtiari. So an interesting spot here for the Packers. I think this could be a trade down spot for a team wanting to come up to grab a quarterback late in the draft. And do we mess around with that, actually? Let's actually propose a trade here. And I have to do this, like, doing it this way, or else it's just not going to work. Denver Broncos. So, they're going to come up for 25, and they're going to give the Packers pick number 76 and a future. I wish they had a future fifth, a future fourth, just to go through. So you get another top 100 pick if you're the Packers. You have 2 second-round picks. The Broncos are going to come up. This is purely that trade. Maybe it doesn't go through. Maybe they need a second as well to go with that. But for the purpose of just getting this done, the Broncos are going to come up and get Bo Nix, who I think fits the Sean Payton offense perfectly, in a really good trade down spot for the Packers where maybe they don't really love a prospect right now and that they feel like they could get in the second round. Bo Nix, Broncos trade up, grab him at 25. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They could use some edge help. Chop Robinson sitting here pretty. Cooper DeJean as well could help their secondary out. What about Byron Murphy next to Vita Vea? It'd be like Byron Murphy next to Devondre Sweat. I kind of like it. They don't really have a ton of edge options, I know, but I really like this edge class, and I think it's deeper than people think. So I'm going to go Byron Murphy here and switch things up, switch the possibilities up. 27 for the Cardinals. I'm going to go Kool-Aid McKinstry here. I know some people might want Cooper DeJean or an edge player and Chop Robinson maybe, but I think they still need some secondary help. I think Kool-Aid McKinstry is a future cornerback 1 in this league. Really, really like him as a prospect. Sucks that we didn't get to see him at the combine because of the foot fracture, but it's all good. I think he still goes in the first round, and if not, really, really early in the second round. Buffalo Bills. I think they could really use another wide receiver. Do they want some speed and Xavier Worthy? Do they want a catch guy, route runner like an A.D. Mitchell? Keon Coleman, contested catch, just kind of freakishly good hands. I think Keon Coleman's kind of, I shouldn't say similar to Stephon Diggs, but I think they have a guy. They need a field stretcher after losing Gabe Davis. So I'm going to go Xavier Worthy here out of Texas. He goes before his teammate A.D. Mitchell, who will actually have higher on my board. But, trust the process. They need a field stretcher. Xavier Worthy, definitely a field stretcher. Stephon Diggs can just keep on playing those underneath routes. And sometimes he does go over the top. But Xavier Worthy is a deep threat like they have yet to see in that Buffalo offense. The Detroit Lions now. You lost an interior guard. You could go out and get a Graham Barton. You could go and get another secondary piece. Jean's just chilling here, man. They took his teammate, Jack Campbell, last year in the first round. Super versatile secondary piece for Dan Campbell. Can play safety if you really want him. Can play in the slot. Can play outside. They need second wherever they can get it. And they get Cooper DeJean here at 29. That's a pretty good value pick, honestly, in my opinion. Pick number 30. You lose Jadeveon Clowney. You re-sign Justin Madubuike. Well, I shouldn't say you lose Jadeveon Clowney, but he is currently not there. He is on the market. I think Chop Robinson just fits this defense, and he's now playing with another former Penn State guy, Odafe Owe, on the other side. Madubuike inside. Love that for the new defensive line of the Ravens. San Francisco 49ers. Graham Barton's pretty sexy right now. I'm not going to lie. Kamari Lassiter is also a really good pick here if you want to go that route. Kingsley Suamataia out of BYU. Jordan Morgan. All good options. They did re-sign Colton McKivitz. So that makes me want to think that they're looking more towards the interior right now. And I think your best option for that would be Graham Barton out of Duke. And now finally, the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's wide receiver. And I'm going to take who I really have a lot of high hopes on, an A.D. Mitchell. So there is of a busted mock draft of taking some things in what's already happened in free agency. We will have a post or free agency mock draft after this week. Don't worry, there'll be an official one. This one was kind of just a rundown. Some different options, some different possibilities now. So let me know what you think. And yeah, if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, come check us out on Twitch because I'll be live streaming more and more as free agency keeps on coming. And I just want to live stream a little bit more, man, especially before the draft when I'm gonna do a big live stream. I want to start getting some people to know that hey, I also live stream, so like come and hang out with us, man. It's a vibe. It's cool here. Like we have some fun. Uh, obviously we messed around here with the mock draft, and from everything I'm seeing, Frazies slow down a little bit, but I'm sure we will be right back in no time. In absolutely no time at all, because with the NFL being what it is, things will never stop. So, yeah, I think we will end the stream here for now. Um, and if any more big news comes out, I will either record and put out something, or we'll be back live streaming. So keep an eye out. Hit a follow button if you're here on Twitch. Turn notification bell on if you're on YouTube. Click the section below, or not the comment section below my Twitch and as well.